So you've just unboxed your brand new MacBook. It's sitting there on your desk, glowing, beautiful, but as soon as the screen lights up, your excitement turns into panic. Wait a minute, this doesn't look like Windows at all. Where's the start button? How do I even right-click? Am I supposed to just guess my way through this? This is your complete MacBook beginner's guide, designed for people just like you who are making the switch from Windows to Mac. In the next hour, I'll walk you step by step through everything you need to know, from your very first setup to navigating the desktop, using the trackpad, organizing your files, installing apps, and even unlocking the hidden features that make Mac so powerful. By the end of this course, you'll go from confused and overwhelmed to navigating your Mac with ease, like you've been using it for years. Here's the key thing to understand. macOS is designed for simplicity. Apple's entire philosophy is to reduce friction, so the computer fades into the background and lets you focus on your work or creative process. Where Windows often feels like layers of menus and clicks, macOS is about gestures, shortcuts, and clean design. It's going to feel strange at first, but give yourself a week and you'll start to realize how intuitive it actually is. Think of it like driving in another country. The car still has pedals, steering wheel, and brakes, but everything feels backwards at first. Maybe the steering wheel's on the other side. Maybe the gear shift is in a different spot. It feels strange, but after a few days, it clicks, and suddenly you're driving smoothly without even thinking about it. That's exactly how switching to Mac works. Once you understand the logic behind it, you'll realize it's actually designed to be simpler, cleaner, and more intuitive than Windows. Here are the three biggest things that usually confuse Windows users at first. The menu bar. On Windows, every app has its own menu inside the window. On Mac, there's one universal menu bar at the very top of the screen that changes depending on what app you're using. Closing apps. On Windows, hitting the X closes the app completely. On Mac, hitting the red button only closes the window. The app itself stays running in the background. To fully quit, you'll use Command plus Q. Gestures and shortcuts. Mac is built for gestures and keyboard shortcuts. That's why things feel so hidden at first. But once you learn a few core ones, you'll realize you can do everything faster. I still remember my first week on Mac. I felt like I was constantly Googling how to do anything on Mac. But after a few days, I noticed something. Tasks that used to take me 3 or 4 clicks on Windows took me just one gesture or a quick shortcut on Mac. So if you feel awkward right now, just remember, it's normal. You're learning a new workflow and it's going to pay off. And if this video saves you time today, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss my upcoming videos. Get comfortable, grab coffee or tea, and let's get into this complete step-by-step MacBook beginner's guide. This is Soft Switch, where we make Apple aesthetic simple and stress-free. Hi! Okay, now that you've got the right mindset, let's roll up our sleeves and get your Mac set up properly. This part is really important because if you do it right once, your Mac will stay smooth and stress-free for years. When you first power on your Mac, you'll see a welcome screen with a setup assistant. Very quickly, it's going to ask you for something called your Apple ID. If you already have an iPhone or iPad, good news, you already have an Apple ID. Use the same login here. That way, your apps, photos, and notes will sync seamlessly across devices. If you don't have one yet, no worries. Just click Create Apple ID. You'll enter your name, birthday, email, and choose a secure password. Think of your Apple ID like the master key to your entire Apple life. It unlocks iCloud, the App Store, Messages, FaceTime, and so much more. Without it, your Mac is basically locked out of the Apple ecosystem. Once you log in, Apple will ask what you want to sync with iCloud. Here's my recommendation if you're brand new. Turn on Contacts, Calendar, Notes, and Photos. Leave off for now things like desktop and documents syncing. Those can feel confusing if you're just starting. If your MacBook has a fingerprint sensor, the little square key on the top right of your keyboard, that's TouchID. You'll be asked to set it up during setup. Here's how. Place your finger on the sensor. Lift and place again until the fingerprint fills in on the screen. After login, you can also add 2 or 3 different fingers you actually use, like your thumb and index finger. TouchID lets you unlock your Mac, autofill passwords, and even pay online securely. And don't skip this. Also create a strong Mac login password. TouchID is convenient, but your password is the safety net if TouchID ever fails. Next, you'll connect to Wi-Fi. On the setup screen, choose your home Wi-Fi network from the list. Then type in your Wi-Fi password. You'll know it's connected when you see the little fan-shaped Wi-Fi icon appear in the top right corner of your screen. That icon will become your best friend whenever you're troubleshooting internet issues. Once you've landed on your desktop for the very first time, let's do a quick system settings check. Click the Apple logo in the top left corner. Select System Settings. This is the Mac version of Windows Control Panel. Here, double-check these essentials. Under General Date and Time, make sure your time zone is correct. Under Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, confirm you're connected to your network and your Bluetooth is ready for AirPods or a mouse. Under Users and Groups, confirm your Apple ID is signed in. That's it for now. You don't have to explore every menu yet. Think of this as a health check to make sure your Mac is ready to go. So, with just these steps, you're officially through the first time setup. And trust me, that's the hardest part over. From here on out, it's all about learning the fun stuff. If this already made your Mac feel easier, go ahead and give this video a like and hype. It helps more new Mac users discover this guide. All right, you've set up your Mac, you're connected, and you're ready to explore. Now let's talk about the heart of macOS, the desktop. Once you understand these core pieces, the menu bar, dock, finder, spotlight, and control center, you'll be able to do almost everything on your Mac with confidence. Right at the very top of your screen, stretching across the entire width, you'll see the menu bar. Here's what makes it different from Windows. On Windows, each app has its menus inside the app window. On Mac, there's just one universal menu bar at the top. It changes depending on what app you're using. If you're in Safari, it'll say Safari. If you're in Finder, it'll say Finder. It's like a chameleon. It adapts to whatever you're doing. On the far left, you'll always see the Apple menu, the little logo. Think of this as your control base. From here, you can sleep, restart, or shut down your Mac. Force quit apps if they freeze. Open System Settings, your Mac's control panel, and click About this Mac to see your Mac's specs, storage, and version of macOS. On the far right, you'll see little icons. These are your status indicators. Wi-Fi shows your connection strength. Battery shows your MacBook's charge. Sound, quick way to change volume. Clock and date, and if you click it, it opens something called Notification Center, which we'll look at in a second. These icons aren't just decorations, they're interactive. For example, click the Wi-Fi symbol to switch networks, or click the sound icon to instantly connect AirPods. Next to the clock, you'll see 2 little switches stacked together. That's the control center. Click it and you'll find quick toggles for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth brightness and sound, screen mirroring, do not disturb, and more. Here's a neat trick. Hold down the command key and drag any control out of Control Center to pin it directly in the menu bar. Want instant access to Bluetooth or battery saver mode? Just drag it up there and it's always visible. Click the date and time in the top right and you'll open Notification Center. Here you'll find notifications from apps like messages or calendar. Widgets you can customize, weather, reminders, to-dos, and more. Think of it as your Mac's personal assistant, keeping you updated without cluttering your screen. Now let's move to the bottom of your screen, the dock. The dock is like your Mac's quick access shelf. On the left side, apps. On the right side, folders, minimized windows, downloads, and the trash. Here's what you can do with it. Add an app, drag it from Launchpad or Finder straight into the dock. Remove an app, click and drag it out of the dock until you see Remove. Rearrange apps, just drag and drop them around. Right-click a folder, choose how it opens, as a fan, grid, or list. Bonus tip, you can drag files directly onto dock apps. Drop a photo onto the Photos app to import it instantly, or a PDF onto Mail to start a new email with it attached. If you've used an iPhone, this will feel familiar. Click the little rocket ship icon in your dock, or pinch with 4 fingers on your trackpad, and you'll open Launchpad. This is your complete app drawer, all your apps displayed like tiles. Type in the search bar at the top to quickly find an app. Drag apps into folders to stay organized, just like on your phone. Launchpad is perfect when you're not sure where an app lives on your Mac. At the very top right of your screen, you'll see a tiny magnifying glass. That's Spotlight Search, or use the keyboard shortcut, Command plus space. This is like Google for your Mac. Open apps instantly, find files or documents, do quick math or conversions, even search the web directly. Pro tip, if you can't find something, don't waste time digging through folders, just spotlight it. Once you get comfortable with these, you'll stop feeling lost and start feeling like the Mac is actually helping you. Now that you understand the Mac desktop, it's time to learn the thing that makes a MacBook feel truly magical, the trackpad. If you've only been using it to click and scroll, you're missing out, because the trackpad is designed to replace half the menus you're used to clicking through on Windows. Once you learn these gestures, you'll move through your Mac like you've been using it for years. On Windows laptops, you usually have 2 separate buttons. On Mac, it's all built into the trackpad. For left click, just tap or press anywhere with 1 finger. For right click, also called secondary click, tap with 2 fingers at the same time. If 2-finger click doesn't work, go to Apple menu, then System Settings, then Trackpad, and check that secondary click is turned on. Scrolling works with 2 fingers. Place 2 fingers on the trackpad and move up or down. Now, here's something that confuses Windows users. By default, Mac uses natural scrolling. This means dragging your fingers up scrolls content up, like swiping on your phone. If that feels backwards to you, don't worry. You can change it. Go to System Settings, then Trackpad, then Scroll and Zoom. Toggle off natural scrolling. This way, it'll feel just like Windows scrolling. Place 2 fingers on the trackpad and pinch in or out to zoom. Works in Safari, Photos, Maps, and most apps. This one's a time saver. Swipe left or right with 2 fingers to go back or forward in apps like Safari, Chrome, or Finder. It's like having browser arrows built right into your hand. Ready for a power move? Swipe up with 3 fingers or press F3. This opens Mission Control, a bird's eye view of everything you have open. Here, you can click any window to jump to it, drag windows around to organize, create separate desktops called spaces at the top. For example, Desktop 1, Work Projects, Desktop 2, Personal Browsing, Desktop 3, Study or Notes. To switch between desktops, swipe left or right with 3 fingers. It feels like flipping between pages of a notebook. Pinch with 4 fingers, or sometimes 5, depending on your settings, and you'll open Launchpad. This is like pressing the Start button on Windows. It shows all your apps in one grid. From here, you can search or open anything instantly. Swipe 2 fingers in from the right edge of your trackpad. This slides out the notification center. It's great for checking reminders, calendar events, or quick widgets. Here's the best part, you can customize all of this. Go to Apple menu, then System Settings, then Trackpad. You'll see tabs for point and click, scroll and zoom, and more gestures. Each option has a little animation preview, so you can learn by trying them out right there. 2 tweaks I recommend for every beginner. Enable tap to click. This lets you lightly tap instead of pressing down every time. Increase tracking speed. By default, the cursor moves painfully slow. Slide it up until it feels natural. So master these launchpad gestures and suddenly your Mac will feel 10 times faster to use. If these gestures already feel like a productivity glow up, hit like on this video. It helps more beginners like you discover it. And stick around because next we're going to cover how to install and manage apps the right way on your Mac. Okay, so now you're gliding around your Mac with gestures, but a Mac is only as powerful as the apps you put on it. Let's talk about how to install and manage apps the right way. This is one of the biggest shifts from Windows, so pay close attention. First up, the Mac App Store. You'll find it in your dock, blue icon with a white A, or open it with Spotlight by pressing Command plus space and typing App Store. Browse or search for apps, then click Get for free apps or Buy for paid. Use TouchID or your Apple ID password to confirm. Everything here is verified by Apple, so it's the safest way to start downloading apps. Not every app lives in the App Store. Popular apps like Google Chrome, Zoom, or Spotify come directly from their websites. Here's how to install them. Download the app from the official website. You'll get a file ending in .dmg. Double-click the DMG to open it. A window will show the app icon and your applications folder. Drag the app into Applications. Done. When finished, right-click the DMG and choose Eject to keep things tidy. On Windows, you use Add Remove Programs. On Mac, it's much simpler. Open Finder, then go to Applications. Drag the app you don't want to the trash. Empty trash. If you download something outside the App Store, your Mac might say, "App can't be opened." Here's the fix. Go to Apple menu, then System Settings, then Privacy and Security. Scroll down to Security. You'll see the app listed with an Open Anyway button. Only click this if the app came from a safe official source. Now, let me save you some guesswork. Here are 5 apps I recommend every beginner installs right away. Google Chrome. If you're coming from Windows, this will feel familiar. Chrome syncs with your Google account, so all your bookmarks and passwords follow you. Microsoft Word and Excel, free with basic features. You don't need Office 365 to get started. The free versions let you view and do light editing, and they're essential if you work with documents from others. Microsoft OneNote, a fantastic free app for digital note-taking and organizing projects. Syncs across all your devices. Clean My Mac X free version. Helps keep your Mac clutter-free by clearing junk files and monitoring system health. The free tools alone are worth it. With just these 5, you'll cover browsing, productivity, file organization, and system health. In the next chapter, we'll dive into Finder and file management because learning how to organize files on a Mac is the key to saving hours of frustration later. Now that you've got your apps installed, let's talk about something every Mac user has to master: files and folders. This is where many beginners get stuck because Finder looks clean and minimal, but once you understand it, it's actually one of the most powerful tools on your Mac. Finder is your Mac's version of Windows File Explorer. You'll see its icon in the dock. It looks like a happy blue face. And here's the thing, Finder is always running. Even if you close every app, Finder is still there, managing your files in the background. When you open Finder, you'll see a window with a sidebar on the left and your files on the right. In your Finder sidebar, you'll see a few key folders. Desktop, everything you save directly onto your desktop. Documents, your personal workspace for projects, notes, and files. Downloads, where files from the web or email land by default. Applications, this is where all your apps live. Pictures, music, and movies. These are just regular folders that Apple names for you. You can use them however you like. Think of these as labeled drawers in a filing cabinet. You can add new folders inside whenever you want. At the top of every Finder window, you'll see 4 little icons. These are your view modes. Icon view shows big previews, great for photos. List view, compact rows with details like size and date, perfect for documents. Column view shows folder hierarchies like a breadcrumb trail. I recommend this for beginners because it's easy to see where you are. Gallery view, large previews you can scroll through, amazing for browsing images or PDFs. Pro tip, you can switch between views anytime with keyboard shortcuts. Command plus 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is one of my favorite Mac tricks. Select any file, then press the spacebar. If it's an image, you'll see a preview. If it's a video, it will play right there. If it's a PDF, you can scroll through without even opening preview. Press space again to close it. This saves so much time. Let's talk about staying organized, because if you dump everything onto your desktop, it'll get messy fast. Here are 3 simple ways to keep Finder clean. Create folders, right-click, 2-finger tap. Anywhere in Finder or on the desktop, choose New Folder and give it a name. Use folders for projects, clients, or categories. Use tags, right-click a file, choose a color tag, and instantly group files by project or category. Example, red for work, blue for personal. It's like color coding your closet. Stacks on desktop, right-click on your desktop and choose Use Stacks. This groups files automatically by type, images, PDFs, documents, so your desktop looks clean without effort. Here are a few tricks that will make you feel like a pro. Command plus N, open a new Finder window. Tabs, press Command plus T in Finder to add tabs. Just like a browser, drag files between them easily. Sidebar shortcuts, drag any folder you use often into the sidebar for instant access. Show file extensions, go to Finder, then Settings, then Advanced. Check Show All File Extensions. This helps you instantly see if something is a Word file or PDF. Once you add these little tweaks, Finder goes from confusing to effortless. And if you want to go deeper right now, I've made a full video on 10 must-know Finder tricks for beginners. It's packed with practical tips to organize Finder for a smooth and productive workflow. You'll find the link in the description and pinned comment. Now that you're comfortable with Finder, let's make your Mac feel truly yours. The magic of macOS is that you can customize it to match your personality and workflow. So your Mac isn't just a computer, it's your workspace, your creative studio, and your personal assistant. First up, the dock. You've already seen it at the bottom of your screen. It's that row of apps and folders. Here's how to make it perfect for you. Right-click on the dock, then go to Dock Settings, or go to System Settings, then Desktop and Dock. Adjust the size so it's big and bold or sleek and minimal. Turn on magnification so icons zoom when you hover. Super aesthetic and helpful if you keep lots of apps in there. Check Automatically Hide and Show Dock if you like a clean, distraction-free desktop. The dock will slide away until you need it. Pro tip, I personally keep only my daily apps in the dock. Everything else I launch with Spotlight. That way, the dock feels curated, not cluttered. Next, let's talk about appearance. Go to System Settings, then Appearance. Choose Light Mode for a clean, bright look. Choose Dark Mode for a modern, focused vibe, perfect if you're working at night. Or pick Auto. Your Mac will switch based on the time of day. It sounds simple, but choosing the right mode makes your Mac feel instantly more personal and more comfortable to work on. Under wallpaper, you can pick from Apple's gorgeous built-in designs or upload your own. Pro tip, if you want your desktop to feel calming and organized, choose a minimal wallpaper, soft colors, clean textures. Avoid busy photos because they make your icons harder to see. Here's where things get really powerful. In System Settings, Keyboard, Shortcuts, you can Create your own shortcuts for apps you use daily. Remap keys to match what you're used to from Windows. For example, if you miss Windows Control plus Alt plus Delete for task management, you can set up a shortcut that opens Activity Monitor. Or if you always want to launch Finder with one key combo, you can set that here. This is a game changer for productivity. Go to System Settings, then Focus. Set up Do Not Disturb to block notifications when you're working. Create custom focus modes like Work, Study, or Relax. For example, during Work Focus, only allow email and Slack notifications. During Relax Focus, only allow messages and FaceTime from friends. It's like curating your attention, so your Mac works with your lifestyle, not against it. Here are 2 little extras I love. Change default browser. If you prefer Chrome or Firefox, go to System Settings, then Desktop and Dock, then Default Web Browser. Hot corners. In Desktop and Dock, you can assign actions to screen corners. For example, moving your cursor to the top left could instantly start your screensaver or open Mission Control. So these little changes make a huge difference. Suddenly, your Mac feels less like a computer and more like your computer. Quick question before we move on. What's the first thing you customized on your Mac? Or if you haven't yet, what's the one thing you'd love to change first? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one, and I love seeing how everyone personalizes their setup. And if this chapter helped you make your Mac feel a little more like home, don't forget to subscribe. I post videos every week to help you go from beginner to confident Mac user, step by step. Next up, we're going to cover one of my favorite Mac superpowers, screenshots and screen recordings. Once you know these shortcuts, you'll never fumble with your phone camera to capture your screen again. You're about to be very happy because Macs make it ridiculously easy. Let's start simple. To capture your entire screen, press Command plus Shift plus 3. You'll hear a little camera click. By default, your screenshot will save to your desktop. Perfect if you want a quick snapshot of everything visible. Don't want the whole screen. Use Command plus Shift plus 4. Your cursor will turn into a crosshair. Click and drag to select the exact area you want. Release and boom, only that portion is saved. Pro tip, while dragging, press the spacebar to move the box or hold Shift to lock the selection. Want a screenshot of just one window? Press Command plus Shift plus 4, then press the spacebar. The cursor becomes a camera. Click the window and you'll get a clean shot with a subtle drop shadow. Perfect for presentations or sharing error messages with tech support. For more control, press Command plus Shift plus 5. This opens a screenshot toolbar. Here you can capture full screen, a window, or a selection. Start a screen recording, full or partial. Choose where your screenshot saves, desktop, documents, or clipboard. Even set a timer so you can prep your screen before it captures. Need to show a process step by step? From the screenshot toolbar, click the video icons, record the whole screen, or record just a selected area. When you're done, click the stop button in the menu bar. Your recording saves as a video file, ready to share or edit. Whenever you take a screenshot, look in the bottom right corner of your screen. A small preview will pop up. Click it and you can crop the image, add highlights or text, and share it instantly by AirDrop, mail, or messages. Now I'd love to hear from you. What's the very first screenshot you're going to take on your Mac? Drop it in the comments. I bet we'll get some fun answers. And if you want to dive deeper, I have a full tutorial called How to Take a Screenshot in Screen Recording on a Mac. It covers even more hidden tricks to make capturing your screen effortless. I'll link it below. Coming up, we'll explore the essential apps and productivity tools that turn your Mac from just a computer into your personal productivity hub. The good news, many of them are already built in. First, let's look at the apps that come with every Mac. A lot of people skip over these, but they're surprisingly powerful. Safari, this is Apple's default browser. It's fast, battery-friendly, and deeply integrated with your Mac. If you're new, try Safari before switching to Chrome. Mail, this app works with Gmail, Outlook, Icloud, and more. If you prefer everything in one place, Mail is worth setting up. Calendar syncs with your iPhone, iPad, and even Google Calendar, perfect for managing events without opening a browser. Notes, minimal but powerful. Add checklists, photos, or links, and they'll sync across all your devices. Reminders, great for simple to-do lists. iMessage and FaceTime. If you have an iPhone, this is a game changer. Send texts and make calls right from your Mac. For most users, the built-in apps plus the 5 I just recommended are more than enough. So here's your starter kit. Use Apple's built-in apps like Safari, Notes, Calendar, and iMessage, and sprinkle in Chrome, Word, or Clean My Mac if you need them. Now I'm curious, which app do you think will become your most used on your new Mac? Is it something built in or one of the free apps I recommended? Drop your answer in the comments. I'd love to see what everyone chooses first. And if this list helped you build your Mac starter toolkit, don't forget to subscribe. I share beginner-friendly Apple guides every week to help you save time and stress. Okay, now that you've got your core apps ready, let's talk about the real secret sauce of owning a Mac, the way it connects with your other Apple devices. This is where you'll really start to feel why people say, once you go Mac, you don't go back. It's called continuity, and it makes your iPhone, iPad, and Mac feel like one single system. Everything starts with iCloud. Remember when you signed in with your Apple ID at setup? That's what unlocked iCloud. iCloud keeps your files, photos, notes, and reminders synced across all your devices. For example, take a photo on your iPhone and within seconds, it's waiting for you in the Photos app on your Mac. Or write a note on your Mac and it'll show up instantly on your iPhone. Think of iCloud as your digital storage closet, always organized, always accessible, and always backed up. One of my favorite features is handoff. Here's how it works. Start writing an email on your iPhone. Open your Mac, and right there in the dock, you'll see the Mail app with the little phone icon. Click it, and you'll pick up exactly where you left off. This works with Safari, Mail, Notes, Calendar, and tons of other apps. It's like passing a baton between devices without losing your place. AirDrop is hands down one of the fastest, easiest ways to share files. On your iPhone, tap Share, then AirDrop. Choose your Mac from the list, and just like that, the file flies straight onto your desktop or downloads folder. No cables, no emails, no texting yourself photos, just instant transfers. I use this daily for moving screenshots, PDFs, and even entire videos between devices. This one feels like science fiction, the universal clipboard. Copy text, a link, or even a photo on your iPhone. Go to your Mac, press paste, and it's right there. It works in reverse too. Copy on Mac, paste on iPhone. Once you try this, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. Here are a few more bonuses to check out when you're ready. Calls and messages on Mac. If your iPhone is nearby, you can send texts or even make phone calls from your Mac. Continuity camera. Use your iPhone as a high-quality webcam for video calls, or even snap a photo on your iPhone and have it instantly appear in your Mac document. Sidecar. If you have an iPad, you can use it as a second screen for your Mac. Perfect for extra workspace. Now I want to know, which of these features excites you the most? Is it AirDrop, handoff, or maybe universal clipboard? Tell me in the comments. I love hearing which Apple Magic people discover first. And if this chapter gave you that oh wow moment, make sure to subscribe. I share beginner-friendly tutorials every week so you can unlock even more of your Mac's hidden potential. Now that you've seen the magic of iCloud and continuity, let's talk about something every beginner worries about. What if something goes wrong? The truth is, Macs are very reliable, but like any computer, apps can freeze, things can slow down, or you might need to restart. The good news is macOS makes troubleshooting simple once you know a few key tricks. Sometimes an app just refuses to respond. On Windows, you'd hit Control plus Alt plus Delete. On Mac, the equivalent is force quit. Here's how to do it. Press Command plus Option plus Escape. A small window will appear listing all your open apps. Select the app that's frozen. Click Force Quit. Pro tip, you can also right-click an app in the dock and choose Force Quit. This won't restart your whole Mac, just that app. So it's a quick fix when one thing goes wrong. If your Mac feels slow, you can open Activity Monitor. Think of it as the Mac version of Windows Task Manager. Open Spotlight with Command plus space. Type Activity Monitor and hit Enter. You'll see 5 tabs: CPU, Memory, Energy, Disk, and Network. This shows what apps are using the most resources. For example, if Safari is eating up too much memory, you can close it from here. You don't need to understand every detail, just know this is your dashboard for diagnosing slowdowns. Here's another simple but important tip. Don't just slam your MacBook shut and forget it forever. If your Mac is acting strange, a restart often solves the problem. To restart properly, click the Apple menu, the Go to Restart. If you're done for the day, use Apple menu, then go to Shut Down. Macs are designed to sleep when you close the lid, and that's fine for daily use. But a restart every few days keeps everything fresh. This one's optional, but worth knowing. If you ever have weird issues like your sound, display, or battery behaving strangely, you can reset 2 things: NVRAM and SMC. The steps depend on your Mac model, but usually shut down your Mac. Hold Option plus Command plus P plus R when restarting to reset NVRAM. For SMC, it's usually a Shift plus Control plus Option plus Power combo on Intel Macs. Don't worry if this sounds advanced. You probably won't need it often, but it's comforting to know it's there. Finally, let's arm you with a few shortcuts that make life easier. Command plus Tab, switch between apps. Command plus space, open Spotlight. Command plus Q, quit an app. Command plus W, close the current window. Command plus Shift plus 4, screenshot a selection. Most Windows shortcuts you know, like copy, paste, undo, still work. Just swap the Control key for the Command key. Phew, we've covered a lot in this beginner's guide. If you made it this far, give yourself a little high five. You've gone from Mac newbie to confident user in just less than an hour. Remember, be kind to yourself and go at your own pace. Pause this video or go over a specific chapter more than once to get the hang of it. If this video helped you, don't stop here. This is just one part of my full Mac Beginner's Guide playlist. It's packed with step-by-step videos to take you from brand new Mac user to confident pro. That's everything you need to feel at home on your new Mac. And here's the truth, every Mac user starts where you are now. The difference is you've just leveled up way faster than most. With a little practice, this will all feel natural. And don't forget, I put together 2 freebies to help you even more. The Day 1 Mac Checklist, everything you should set up on your very first day. The Finder Shortcuts cheat sheet so you never feel lost while organizing files. You'll find both of those linked in the description below. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. What's the one thing you learned today that instantly made your Mac feel easier? Or if you're still figuring things out, what's the one thing you're struggling with most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one and I'd love to help where I can. If this video gave you clarity and confidence, make sure you subscribe. I create beginner-friendly Mac tutorials every week to make your Apple journey aesthetic, simple, and stress-free. This is Soft Switch, where we make Apple aesthetic, simple, and stress-free. See you in the next one.